Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to water-fed pole window cleaning, or you're just looking to upgrade your gear, then this video is going to be for you. So today I'm going to show you the Gardiner Quick-LoQ system, which for me is a bit of a game changer. So recently I was given the CVS pole from Adam at CVS. It was at the Cleaning Expo and I've been using it for the last month or so. But when you get a pole like that, it comes with a Euro thread attachment at the top, and you've got to get a different gooseneck to fit onto it. So I decided to give the Gardiner Quick-LoQ system a go. Previously I had an over 8 pole and that had like a quick release attachments for the brushes, but you could only use them really on an over 8 pole. I had to adapt one to fit a different pole, and I've heard good things about the Gardiner Quick-LoQ system, so I decided that I would upgrade my gooseneck for the CVS pole to a Gardiner one. And once I tried it, I realised how good it was, and I've decided that I'm going to upgrade the rest of my gear to the Gardiner Quick-LoQ, so I'm going to show you that now. So this is the CVS pole, and this bit here is your Gardiner Quick-LoQ system. So here we've got the Gardiner gooseneck, and this is the Quick-LoQ system. Let me just show you how that works. So when you want to change over to a brush, traditionally if you had a different setup, you would have to undo this lever here, which is the adjustment lever, unscrew it and screw another one on. But with the Gardiner Quick-LoQ system, it's as simple as releasing your hose here, and then you've got this, let me just move it a little bit closer, you've got this button here which you press in and you undo your brush like that. And it's really simple. Just to put it back together, you just push that down and click your brush in. So yesterday my order came from Gardiner Pole Systems, all the attachments that I need and the different goosenecks. So I'm just going to show you what I've purchased, and then I'm going to show you me transferring it all over to my gear. Okay, so this is the box from Gardiner Pole Systems. I've brought 2 of the Quick-LoQ goosenecks. So one is going to go on my over 8 pole. I'm just going to remove this section here and put it on my over 8 pole, so then I can use the brushes on that. And then I've brought another one as a spare. I've also brought here a much longer version of it. Let's just compare the two there. So as you can see, this one here is a lot longer. I'm going to put this one onto my 35 foot I'm going to put this one onto my 35 foot phantom pole. Hopefully this will give me a little bit more reach, especially if I'm going to be doing like solar panels or skylights and that sort of thing. So that's the 3 goosenecks. I've also ordered this extra bit of yellow hose. So what I found is the yellow hose here on the goosenecks, because I like to use a swivel on my brush, this isn't actually long enough. So I brought 1 meter of extra hose, so I can cut down exactly how much I want to get it right. Couldn't believe it, 1 meter of that was only 50p. I thought I'd just get that as well. So onto the swivels. So I like to use a swivel on my brush, especially when I'm window cleaning. So what I've done is I've brought myself 4 of these swivel Quick-LoQ systems. So this screws onto your brush, and then this is the bit that fits onto the gooseneck, and here you can see it's got a little screw, so you can adjust that. Right now it's a little bit tight, so you can loosen that and make it a little bit easier to use. Now Gardiner do actually there's a choice when you buy a gooseneck like this. You can have the swivel built in on the gooseneck, and then you have just fixed brush sockets. But I like to have different brushes with different sockets, some on swivel, some not. So I've gone with the fixed gooseneck, and then I can use a swivel like this, or there's the fixed one that you can use on the brush as well. You can see it's a little bit shorter. So let's just show that now. So if we put on the swivel, obviously that's how the brush is going to swivel. If you put the fixed one on, obviously I like to use that on soffit and fascias and gutters, so that will be going on the brush that I use for that. The other thing I really like about these is it's got a hole on both sides, so you can put your brush this way round, or you can also put your brush that way round, which is really good if you've got to squeeze it through a gap for balconies and things like that. I also ordered this little thing here, which is like a double-ended extension. Now I've got an extension at the moment that I use, and I put it on when I've got to do solar panels. I couldn't find one on the Gardiner's website, so I brought this one, and what this can do is it can extend the gooseneck even further, but you've also got some adjustment. You can turn this bit, if I loosen it off, you can turn that and set that at different angles should you need to. And then finally, another thing here, I brought this little attachment which you can put an action camera on, so I'm intending on being able to lean my water-fed pole up against a building up by the gutters, put my action camera on top and film gutter clearances. So I brought that, thought that would be really handy to have, so I'm really pleased with that. And then finally, you're going to find this a little bit funny, but someone commented on my video about soffit fascias and gutters and said I should get myself the micro brush from Gardiner, and as I was doing an order I thought, you know, it's worth buying one. I think they're like £20 or something like that, and I have seen them and wanted one before because they're nice and lightweight. But so I ordered it, and this is the size of the brush. It's 12 centimeters wide with flock bristles. I think that's going to be really good for some soffit and fascia cleans. It's so light, but it's got the socket is actually built in because the brush is so small. If you look at the size of what that would be next to it, the brush is almost the same size as that. So that's something else that I've brought. Now when you order a brush from Gardiner Pole Systems, you choose what jets you want. So these are the jet capsules. These are 50-degree fan jets, and they very simply fit into these slots. I don't know if you can see them. Fit in like that, and you turn them. And as you can see there, they're in underneath there, and they sit nice and flush with the bottom of the brush. And then also you get yourself obviously the hoses, they just push in, and that is how you set up your brush. I'm going to cut these down a little bit because that is a little bit long on such a small brush. Something else that I did order as well was the Gardiner widget. I think this will be really handy. I've got some jet capsules on another brush, they're stuck and I can't undo them, so it won't work on this little brush, but you put the widget on and you can turn them out. You can also use this to put on fittings like this to help you undo them and that sort of thing if you get them stuck, so that's going to be a really handy little bit of kit. So that's what I've brought from Gardiner Pole Systems. I'm now gonna just spend a moment just changing over all the sockets from my old setup to the new one. I'm going to show you that in action now. Okay, I'm just going to show you how the gooseneck fits into the pole. So it's normally into the first section here. And these particular goosenecks from Gardiner, they're the water through ones, so there's no hose going through the gooseneck. You have one of these fittings at the bottom of your hose, and it pushes onto here. Now this makes it really easy to be able to take the pole hose out should you need to, and then this bit here obviously fits into your gooseneck, top bit of your pole, and you do the clamp up, and yeah, it's pretty sturdy in there. I'm really impressed with the quality of them, and yeah, I've been using it this week on the pole, and yeah, it's been really good, which is why I decided to change over completely my whole system. Now if I just show you the previous one I was using, which is for the over 8 pole, you still got the same option of being able to turn the brush around, and these are the swivels, which are really nice, but there's no adjustment. It's just a plastic bit holding it together, and I've had a few of these break on me, and you can't adjust how much it moves. These are the fixed ones. They've been really good, but I think the Gardiner ones are a lot better than these particular ones from over 8. Okay, so going on to fitting a Gardiner gooseneck onto an over 8 pole. I've got my over 8 pole here. As you can see, it's got its own gooseneck. I'm not going to be able to put the Gardiner gooseneck into this bit because it's like an oval shape with flat sides. So I'm going to unscrew this part of the gooseneck here. I'm going to keep that for if I ever get rid of this pole, and then I've took this bit off of the Gardiner gooseneck, and as you can see, it fits exactly onto there. And then using the Gardiner like lever clamp, I'm going to screw that onto the thread that's already there. All these different manufacturers, they generally use the same size threads, so these parts can be changed. That just shows you that you can put any gooseneck on any pole. And there we go, that's the Gardiner gooseneck section added to my over 8 pole. So now, for example, let's just grab this little brush. I can put that onto my over 8 pole. Finally, I'm gonna try and fit a gooseneck to the phantom pole that I've got. So again, I'm going to undo the first section and pull out the gooseneck. Now this is your typical gooseneck that you get. It goes all the way, the hose goes all the way through the gooseneck, and then because I'm using a univalve, I have to put one of these O-clips at the top, so when you pull on it, it doesn't pull the fitting there. So I'm not going to need that anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off with a pair of scissors here. Okay, that's gone, and remove the gooseneck. And then what I've got is one of these little fittings like this for the hoses. John Guest fittings are they called? Push that onto there, and then I'm going to get my long gooseneck that I've brought, and again I'm going to push that onto there. So now that's connected, and then I'm hoping this is going to fit. I haven't actually tried it before. Yes, it fits really well. I'm going to have to tighten that clamp up a little bit because it's slightly smaller, but I think it'll be fine. And there we go. That is the Gardiner gooseneck onto a phantom pole. So as you can see, most of these parts will fit together onto different poles. Over 8 is a little bit different because of the flat sides. They tend to have their own bits, and I know Window Cleaning Warehouse do an orbital pole which is quite new, and that's oval, so the gooseneck's not going to fit in there. But any sort of round pole, Phantom, CVS, the ones from Gutter Vacuum Systems, X-Line, all those sort of poles, they're going to fit into there. You might need to do a few little adjustments, but they should fit. It's definitely Gardiner's, it's going to fit them. Obviously that's what it's designed for. But yeah, they're a really good system. So I'm really pleased that that's together. So I'm just going to show you again a brush just fitting onto here. So we've got the brush and you've got these bits here clipped together. Push the hose onto the brush and you're ready to go. So it's as simple as that. So you could be using this brush on a conservatory roof, and then you want to move to windows and not use that brush, and you can simply just release the hose, release the brush socket and change brushes. No fiddling around and doing this. Yeah, it's a great system, and I think it's going to speed up everything that I do from now on. Okay, so if you're just getting into water-fed pole window cleaning, or if you want to make your setup a lot more simple, I would highly recommend the Gardiner Quick-LoQ system. It's going to speed up your workflow a lot, and it's going to make your life a lot easier when you're switching brushes. If you're interested in water-fed pole window cleaning, in window cleaning business and all things window cleaning, then why not subscribe to the channel, like the video. There's plenty on my channel in the playlists, and I'm going to cover a lot of topics, and if there's anything that you want me to cover, put that down in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can do a video about that. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.